Writing prompts. Write a gritty and depressing story set in a cutesy and childlike environment, or do the reverse and write a childishly optimistic fairy tale set in a grim dystopia. Original prompt by Metal Shina. Response story written by Zaktar. A cold wind blew on Ponytown. The candy beans were in bloom, but all the color in the world couldn't crack the worn face of Mr. Buttercup. He leaned up against the back wall of the flowertorium, waiting for his contact to show. He chewed on his lollipop stick. Its sweet flavor long vanished, turned into the bitter grit of cardboard and his own saliva. A shadow approached from around the corner, and Mr. Buttercup eyed the figure with suspicion. She had a mane on her, that was for sure. Pink as the sunset and longer than most. It had to be Lady Sprinkles. "You're the source?" Mr. Buttercup shoved off the wall and trotted down the alley toward Lady Sprinkles. You right there with the mayor and his ilk. You smile as they drag the dissenters away. I do what I must to survive. Lady Sprinkles' voice was not the same as it was in public. Fear colored it instead of laughter. You know they watch. They always watch. I have to be what they want to see. It all has to be happy. It all has to be bright. Mr. Buttercup nodded and spat his lollipop stick on the ground. Where'd they take Bluebell? Bluebell? This is about Bluebell? Sprinkles took a step back. No, that's too big. If you go after Bluebell, then we're all dead. Bluebell's already dead, I'm sure of it. After what she did. She's important. Mr. Buttercup closed the gap between them, showing his teeth. If we don't get Bluebell back, then it's curtains for all of us. Fine candy curtains for all. Marcy! Marcy looked up from her old faded Ponytown playset. It was in bad shape, but it was all she had. She made it hers. When she was in Ponytown, she wasn't hungry. Ponytown was where she liked to be. Yes, Mom? Marcy dropped the one-eyes Mr. Buttercup doll and the sticky, hairy Lady Sprinkles and squeezed around the fallen I-beam that cut right through her bedroom. She climbed over the broken door and hopped down into the hallways, skipping her way into the kitchen where her mother and father stood grinning. I caught a rabbit, honey! Her dad beamed, holding up a large animal by its back feet. Real rabbit! Come here, feel its fur! Marcy made an O with her mouth and wandered over, sticking her hands into the gray fur. It's so soft. I can make a hat for you from it. Marcy's mom smiled. If you want. Wow! Marcy hopped up and down. And we'll have meat tonight. Yes! Her father laid the rabbit on the countertop, picked his daughter up, and swung her around in the air until she was in fits of giggles. Rabbit stew, like your grandmother used to make, with carrots. Carrots? Marcy laughed. Carrots are for ponies. Well, you're my little pony. Her dad kissed her on the forehead and held her tight. I'm Nathaniel Clark, and this was r/writing prompts narrated. If you enjoyed, I hope you'll join us again next time.